Hey, this is Henry Rotten.
Hey, this is Marcus Interfonte.
It's Brad fucking Rush.
This is Killer K, and you're listening to the GBYWN podcast. Good ghetto.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation podcast. And I am your host, Rad Hazard, here trying out something new this time. You see, you might have noticed sometimes the GBYWN podcast goes a little behind schedule. And I try my best to not have it do that, but you know, we all have lives, we're all busy people, and all the editing I have to do and everything, sometimes things fall behind. And a big reason behind that is because I have to edit so much of the podcast because I screw up here and there, or I take out weird gaps where I don't say anything. All that stuff I talked about in previous episodes. So this time around, I'm going to upload this uncut, uncensored if you will, unless something really weird happens or there's some really weird botch that I have to take out. But other than that, I'm going to release this all as one piece so I can just plop it right into the podcast and get this bad boy out within a day, maybe two at the latest. Hopefully within a day. We also will have the full, that's 100% ladies and gentlemen, the entire Flamboyz interview featuring Andrew Sellers and Adam Bolt Bernett, formerly Kyle Bolt, if you remember those days. They are the current Global Backyard Wrestling Nation United States Tag Team Champions, and in just a couple of weeks, they will be in a unification match, a title unification, with the Stepdads, the current reigning and defending GBYWN World Tag Team Champions. Only one team will walk out with both belts, unifying the titles at Damn You North Korea 6. But in the meantime, since we have the entire episode dedicated to that interview, I'm just going to go over what I've been doing the last couple of weeks, and then we're going to go right to it, folks. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're going to go right to it. So let me start off by saying the most recent event I had since, actually not the most recent, but the last event I had since doing this show. Right there, you see I'm botching already, but I'm going to leave it in. Uncensored. Uncensored, alright. But anyway, I went down to EWA. The show must go on too, and what a show it was. One of the first shows I've really gotten the hang on the booking there and trying to get things working out. I returned to the EWA, and I used my absence there, that hiatus I had, to kind of figure things out, and when I came back, I revealed that Rad Hazard had been suspended by the EWA Board of Directors, and I was able to return with a new thought of fairness, fair play. Rad Hazard's all about being fair now. And with that, I debuted the Elite 5 ranking system, which has already been implemented. I'm very excited about using it. Essentially, we rank the 1 to 5 contenders for the EWA heavyweight title. The number 1 contender will get his title shot at the EWA champion. He's the next in line. When he loses, if he loses, I would assume they lose, everyone under the ranks will go up a rank. And whenever you lose, and you are in the Elite 5, whenever you lose, your rank goes to the man who beat you. Very interesting stuff. I've also been asked if 2 ranked guys wrestle each other, what happens with that? Well, the guy with the higher rank would lose to the guy who lost. The higher rank would be on the line. But anyway, during that particular show, I got into a nice little brawl with Ryan Rage, and that was really fun. The guy's got some good elbow strikes, I'll tell you that. Oof. He was lighting me up. But either way, I ended up being the main event of the show. It was me and Strife and I, one-on-one in the main event, where Strife said that he would do the unthinkable. He would beat me with a headlock takeover. Think about that. How many times have you ever heard anyone lose from a headlock takeover? Has it ever happened? I always wondered why backyard wrestling, or actually any wrestling in general, never really had those type of finishes. You know, no one ever loses by a headlock takeover or taps out to a headlock or anything weird like that, you know. How about a front chancery? Someone tapped out to a front chancery. Something like that, you know. So, That's what we did. Strife said he was going to beat me with a headlock takeover. He reversed every move I gave him into a headlock takeover. We did a running headlock takeover into the bottom turnbuckle. I did a second rope dive, and he caught me into a headlock takeover. I mean, we went the 9 yards with it. I even countered with a Saito suplex out of headlock takeover. But in the end, Ryan Rage spearing my ass, flipping me inside out, and allowing Strife to get me one last headlock takeover for the 1, 2, 3. And you know what? I don't feel so bad about it anymore, since 1 week later at UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. There's one of those botches for you. Over at UFC, Ronda Rousey won her UFC championship fight via headlock takeover. Think about that, huh? I feel a lot better about that. Either way, the very next day I ran into Strife again, but not in front of camera, I was behind cameras, because I was back in New Jersey for OCWS New Heights 2014, where I wrestled the debuting Ace. And if any of you on Facebook have noticed a guy named Ace Marksman who's been talking around, that's him, that's Ace. He's just debuted in the GBYWN as a part of the OCWS crew. I had a match with him, with the winner getting a spot in the main event scaffold match in the show, and he was good. He's very green, but at the same time, he listened, and he was very safe. That was the one thing I was surprised about. He's very, very safe, and to me, that's the number one priority for anybody, really, safety. So if you see this guy and he wants to show up to your show, invite him, Give him a little spot somewhere, because it's guys like that they need the opportunity to just get noticed and just have as much experience as they can possibly get. And that's one of those guys where I hope he gets more and more experience over time and travels a little bit. Maybe we'll even see him at the EWA, who knows. Either way, my buddy, my partner, my radical movement brethren, Big Sexy Venom, got his shot at the OCWS Championship, defeating Saint Vengeance, bringing more gold to the radical movement. How about that? Big Sexy Venom's got the gold, and I was so glad to be there, being this Paul Heyman holding the belt for him, telling everyone that he is the best. That was so much fun to be there for that moment. And what a great match with Saint Vengeance, too. It's with Saint Vengeance, Venom and Saint Vengeance. Come on. It's worth the price of admission, right? Especially when that price is free. This is backyard wrestling, after all. But that led me to the scaffold match, the main event, with the winner getting a contract for an OCWS title shot. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, I've seen a lot of dangerous weapons in backyard wrestling. A giant, heavy metal scaffold in the middle of that ring and hanging off the ring. And, that's the most dangerous thing I've ever seen in backyard wrestling. It really is. It's ridiculously dangerous. Now it was kind of scary to be in that match and see people take those bumps into that scaffold and off that scaffold and over that scaffold. Jeez Christ. Luckily for me, I had a couple moments of my own. I did the Shelton Benjamin style running up the scaffold into a Dragon's Gate on Ryan Ragnarok. That was great. Awesome. We did a superplex to the outside of the ring onto everybody. Poison Rana, stuff like that. So much great stuff from everyone, though. It was just a mash of great little spots and moves. I loved it, but geez, it's so dangerous. And at the end of the match, myself and Ryan Ragnarok are at the top of the scaffold, hanging in the air, suspended in the air. Ragnarok gave me a couple strikes, and I fell onto everybody else. Right off the scaffold onto everybody, allowing Ragnarok to get that contract and be the winner of the match and get that title shot against my brethren, Big Sexy Venom. Curse you, Ryan Ragnarok. Either way, we regrouped for Tag Revolution at the BXW Arena. My birth child, my idea, right from last year. It was my idea. I'm so glad we got to do this yet again. Another tag team tournament with the championship, the world tag team title of the GBYWN on the line in every single round. And I was so happy we were able to do this again. And actually had more tag teams this time than before. I think we now have the record for the largest tag team tournament in GBYWN history. I think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's true. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's true as far as tag team tournaments in GBYWN era. Either way, on that show, myself and Chris Urban were given a bye to the second round since I had won last year's Tag Revolution. We got our bye right to the second round, where we ended up facing off against none other than Drake Genocide and Big Sexy Venom. Gasp! Our very own tag team partners who somehow had gone up the ladder of the tournament to end up wrestling us. So how did that happen? Either way, we had a hilarious match, just the silliest match in the world. Just trying to be like super nice and super safe to each other, and it was so nice it was disgusting, and that's what we wanted, and it was great. To the point where we had Mike Damage come into the ring and give a lightning spiral to the referee in order to take over for the referee job, just to keep us in check to make sure there was a winner. And then, of course, at the end, what does Mike Damage do? He does what he always does best. He screws us out of the match. He knocks us all out of the ring, gives us all a double count out. We're all eliminated from the tag team tournament. I hate you, Mike Damage. And then he took my option of taking a pure championship match at Damn North Korea 6. The idea being that I had held him back. I had not allowed him to defend the pure title unless it was against me, since I wasn't allowed to give myself a title shot. And finally, mercilessly, Mike Damage gives me that championship shot just so he can finally defend the title and not look like a paper champion. Well, will he look like a paper champion? We'll find out at Damn North Korea 6 now, won't we? But that wasn't all, folks. Because none other than Johnny Boy himself tried to make the save for Mike Damage and Sick Rick after the finals of the tournament, where we attacked Sick Rick, went after Damage, and what did Johnny Boy do? He super kicks Mike Damage and joins the Radical Movement out of nowhere. What a turn. And if you didn't see that footage, please check it out. That was the most interesting turn I've seen all year. I was very excited to be a part of that. Where does it go from here? Who knows? Johnny Boy in the Radical Movement. Think about that. Johnny Boy in the Blazer. How about that, huh? I hope you checked it out, guys. But the very next day, we had BXW Made in the 80s. Once again, where I ended up coming out to the $1 Million Man theme. Money, 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 money. Or in this case, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Yes, the $20 Man, Rad Hazard, on his way to the ring. And let me tell you, if you don't know the story, I'm not going to waste your time giving you a huge explanation of everything that happened. If you know the story, you know the story. If you don't, ask around, okay? But essentially, the day before, Alex Virtue was booked to wrestle on the card in a singles match between the rounds of the Tag tournament, Tag Revolution tournament. And of course, things change on the card. That's the way it goes. So people bailed. We had to switch the match. He ended up being the the second to last match of the show between the semifinals and finals. He didn't tell anybody that he actually had to leave early on that day, and that the change of the match on the show, there's another one of those botches I was telling you about. The change of the match on the show wouldn't work for him. Well, he came up to me and said that the match couldn't happen. He had to leave early, and that because he didn't wrestle that day, I owed him $20 for the drive up and I guess drive back, whatever. I didn't even say anything about it, to be honest. What do I care, you know? People are mad, whatever. But he apparently kept talking about it online, from which, you talk that much talk, people are going to listen, then, they're going to make opinions for themselves. And a lot of those people made an immediate opinion about what Alex Virtue did and continues to do at this point. He's still not getting any points with anybody that I know of. But I stayed as neutral as I possibly could on it. I really couldn't care, to be honest. But I thought this would be a perfect opportunity. I was going to come out as a $1 Million Man anyway. So the $20 Man, Rad Hazard, comes out, offers $20 to a little girl in the crowd to do the basketball spot that the $1 Million Man used to do in the 80s. And of course, my Virgil, Chris Urban, kicks the basketball away from her, causing her to cry. Oh, I'm so evil. And then immediately after, Sick Rick lariats my head off as revenge for the day before when we attacked him. And then we had a little match. We actually had a brawl, a very lengthy brawl that led to a very short match with a lot of great stuff. I mean, I got hit with the Hatchet Driver 2. I ended up crucifix driving him on the set, which now we have a brand new set, so that was the last bump on that set. I think so. I don't think there was any bumps there that day. There might have been, but as far as I know, we took the last bump on that set, that particular rampway. And I even gave him a power bomb onto the apron. Since when does Red Hazard do power bombs? Well, I'm doing them now, so there you go. Power bomb onto the apron. Finally called for the ref. Got hit with the Hatchet Driver 2. Once the ref showed up, Sick Rick was grabbing the ref. A little distraction there. Him with a low blow. Quick roll up. 1, 2, 3. Red Hazard wins the match with a suit and tie and wrestling gear. And he wins the match. How about that, huh? It was actually fun wrestling in that wrestling gear again. Wearing those kick pads again. The ones Brad Rush actually wore at NYE. Those are actually my kick pads that were given to me from Phoenix a good year ago. So, it was fun wrestling in that gear again. I might have to wear that gear a little more often. But either or. After that, we moved on to the EWA 6th anniversary show, which I helped run and book, and I was so proud of how the show went. I mean, we did have a lot of people bail, but at the same time, we had just the perfect amount of people that we needed to get all of our plans in motion, get everything going. And at that particular show, I finally finished my feud with Ryan Rage, where we had brawled at the previous show. Well, this one we wrestled for the number 1 rank of the Elite 5. Why wouldn't the EWA owner put himself in the number 1 rank, right? It makes sense. Ryan Rage ended up defeating me. Ryan Rage defeated me. I launched off of the referee, who was crouched down, launched off him for a Dragon's Gate. Ryan Rage give me one hell of a spear, knocking me loopy and winning the match. Oh, it's not the end, Ryan Rage. We'll meet again very soon. Don't worry about that. But also at that show, Joey Adams wrestled Patrick Wade Wilson for the Tri-State title. And in his match, he suffered a concussion as Patrick Wade Wilson threw his head into the steel post. Thus, by the time Joey Adams tried to go for his 450, the referee called for the bell, citing that he could not continue. You know me, I'm all about fairness in the EWA these days, and I'm not going to have a match in a no contest. That's not fair to anybody now, is it? So I went back into the ring, and I told them to restart the match. And what happened? Well, Patrick Wade Wilson thought he had won the match and tried to take the belt away from me. Once he let go, well, hey, gravity pulls where it pulls, man. And when he let go, I accidentally hit Joey Adams in the face with the Tri-State Championship belt. Oops! Hey, life, man. Life. So, what happens? Patrick Wade Wilson, pride driver, and wins his very first Tri-State Championship. Patrick Wade Wilson and the Russ got to celebrate as dual champions. Both of them double champions. What? That's a dominant tag team, if you ask me. How many tag teams? I don't think there's been. Has there been? Maybe Outshined in 2009? But outside of that, I don't think there's been any tag team who have held the World Tag Team titles and 2 singles titles at the same time. That's amazing to me. So how about that? The Stepdads are on fire right now. And I can't wait to see what they do at Damn Near North Korea 6 against their greatest not allies. There's another one of those botches. Against one of their greatest enemies, if not their greatest enemies. The United States Tag Team Champions, the Flamboyz. I'm so excited for that match. I can't tell you how excited I am. I cannot explain. But I can explain what you are about to listen to now, which involves the Flamboyz. This is the full interview with them. This is a couple months old, so as you listen to it, kind of keep that in mind that, they didn't have their first indie match yet. They hadn't set up for all these big NYE gauntlet, the big NYE gauntlet. They didn't know about any of that yet. So think back to this a couple months ago and how the Flamboyz have grown in just a couple of months from this interview, as well as listening to their past. They have a very short yet very, just a highlight reel of a career in a very short time span. So I'm very excited to see what they do over the rest of the season, over next season even. I mean, it's only going up here from here. So anyway, let me shut up now. Let me stop dragging on here and give you what you came to hear. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the interview with the one and only. Well, I guess it's 2 and only. But the tag team. That's what I'm getting at. The tag team known as the Flamboyz. Adam Bolt Bernett and Andrew Sellers. and gentlemen, I am in the Econo Lodge here with Jimmy Spino. Say hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
I'm here with Joshua Wesker, who is sleeping.
Yep.
That's the sound of him sleeping. And my guests this evening, they are the current reigning and defending GBYWN United States Tag Team Champions. They are members of the Backyard Battalion, and they are the Flamboyz. This is Andrew Sellers and Adam Bolt Bernett. Say hi, boys.
Yo!
Awesome.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Backyard who?
Battalion, thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, let's get started. Just wondering how you're feeling.
I'm feeling fine.
I'm feeling pretty fantastic.
I'm ready to take on the next day.
There you go. As probably nobody knows since we haven't mentioned it, it's PKM Day 1.
Yeah,
End
yeah.
of day one.
Yeah, it's
End
over
of day
now.
one.
In the Econo Lodge chilling.
Yes,
And
sir.
you guys had a heck of a 6-man tag today.
Very fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. And I'm sure the rain didn't help much.
No, not much.
It didn't affect me much.
No?
No.
Okay, alright. Well, let's get started. I'll start with Bolt. Work my way to Sellers here.
Awesome.
Essentially, when were you born? Where were you born from?
What do I build?
Yeah, give me a little origin story for you.
Oh, origin.
shit. This is gonna be fun.
Alright, I was born March 23rd, 1993. I was born in a little town near Lancaster called Mannheim, PA. Yeah, that's where I'm from.
How about you, Sellers?
I was born March 24th, 1992, in the very, very cold town of Fairbanks, Alaska.
Really?
That is serious.
How long did you live there?
Like a year and a half.
Oh, okay, alright.
Then I moved over to a small town in Mannheim.
Oh, man. Man, I'm getting the action. Alright, alright.
Yeah, I wish I had a cool story like that, but
Yeah, but
whatever.
You probably don't even remember any of it then.
not
You know,
pictures, that's it.
Okay, alright. Fair enough. So, let's get to early years. Do you guys remember your first experience at all with professional wrestling?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Start with you, Bolt.
My first one, I had a neighbor that I used to go to his house all the time, and he would always watch SmackDown. So that was my first glimpse of the Attitude Era SmackDown.
How old were you, would you say?
Maybe 10.
Yeah.
10.
For those who don't know, Spino wants his pillow back.
Bastard.
It's alright, we got extra pillows.
I got my own.
Sellers, what about you? What was your first experience with any back or any professional wrestling?
Someone was molesting me.
Well, obviously it was WWE when I was little, but I got into the indie scene more than WWE ever.
Really?
Yeah. I like that. I don't know why. Something about the indie scene that just got me all the time.
What year did you start jumping into that?
2008.
Okay.
I think it was CZW Choosing Sides was my first show. That was a fun experience.
Okay, alright. I don't know if I'm skipping ahead or not because I don't know how you guys met.
Elementary school.
Really?
That was your cousin.
Yeah, through my
Yeah,
cousin.
I was friends with
They're in
his
the
cousin.
same grade. I was a year below.
We were like, what, 8 or 9?
Yeah.
Okay, so right around the same time. So
Yeah.
sure. Do you guys remember first meeting? Or at least your first
I'm pretty
year?
sure it was something that I just went to his house with his cousin one day. Something simple as that.
Yeah.
Meeting through association.
Yeah, pretty much.
What'd you guys do? Like, what'd you bond on at first?
Walking around, man.
we basically just did dumb shit.
Yeah,
to
we just went
entertain
through
ourselves.
life. Pretty much.
Okay. What happened to your cousin?
I'm still around.
He's still around.
Come to
Okay.
shows.
Alright.
Big Randall.
Randall.
Oh, yeah.
It's Randall.
I
Everyone
don't
should
know
know
why.
Randall.
I don't know
Come
why I
on.
didn't
Come on.
put two and two together. Alright. So, you got into wrestling. Were you big fans at first? Was it
Huge
just a
fans.
casual
Huge
thing?
fans. We were
Oh,
big-
okay.
Oh yeah.
We were big Rey Mysterio fans.
Oh yeah.
And we loved Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, that's what we based ourselves.
That was
on.
our favorite shit when we were little.
Yeah.
Did you go back and watch like pre-2008 stuff as well?
Oh yeah, we always watched the old stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay, alright.
Most definitely.
So let's get into the beginnings of backyard wrestling. What year? What fed? Who was around? How did you get introduced to any? First of all, did you know bag wrestling existed?
No.
Before that.
No. I'll give you the story on that one.
Yeah, that's Jordan.
I can't remember the year it was.
It was.
It might have been late
It was
09.
late 09. Yeah, because it was like the beginning of my senior year of high school, so it
Okay.
might have been like 09, 10.
Right. All right.
that
So
area.
yeah. I had two mattresses in my garage, and as we were fans of wrestling, so we would just mess around a little bit, and then we decided to just, hey, we'll do a match, and then we'll put it online and see what happens. And then
Horrible match. Horrible.
Is it still online?
oh, of
Oh
course.
my god, yeah, I can show
Justin
it to you. if
Payne
you wanna
versus
see
Andrew
it.
Sellers. Check it out.
Oh man.
It's pretty bad.
Why don't you use that name anymore? Come on now. Well, how'd you come up with those names too, by the way?
I can't even tell you. I don't know how I came up with Andrew Sellers. I don't remember.
For me, Justin Payne, I was trying to work some like emo gimmick, I guess.
He was trying to be like fucking Thumbtack Jack.
Yeah, sure.
He was trying to be some hard ass.
Just trying. But and Justin Payne, just in pain. So.
A teenage emo gimmick for backyard wrestling. Truly original.
Yeah,
Oh, of
truly
course.
original freak boy.
All right.
He's like geek boy.
So did you have actual fed, or you just wrestling?
No, it was
Not-
just
it
us
was
two.
just us.
Just screwing around.
Yeah.
Us two and occasional kids, they were just retarded. Pretty much.
Enough said, I guess. But I came across the GBYWN and saw that all the listings of all the different places around the states, and I found the closest one, which was Allentown.
I'm not
So,
laughing at you.
I hit up Mike Damage. We went to what show was that?
Damien North Korea.
Damien North
2.
Korea 2.
I
And
wrestled Chris Blaze. Or Moolah, baby.
Chris Moolah, baby.
Moolah, baby.
I wrestled Showtime, Mike Davis,
And
Johnny Boy. Yeah,
That's Kyle Bolt.
it's Kyle Bolt.
In a mask.
We won't even get the Kyle Bolt. There's no need for that.
Oh come on.
There's no
No.
Kyle Bolt, there would be no Adam Bolt.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I guess.
why not keep just in pain?
Justin Payne.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm not emo.
Fair enough. When you gone to GBYWN, you're looking at all this stuff. Did you contact any other people? Did anybody contact you?
It was really
No.
just BXW.
It was just
Yeah, it
It was
first.
really just BXW, and then from there it was like, of course, we met Pete and them, and we started going down to like HBB, TWF, I think once.
Okay.
So just like the whole round table of wrestling, just all connect together, meeting different people.
What was your first feelings on the first BXW show?
Oh, loved it.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Loved it. One of my favorite memories.
Felt accepted right away, so
Okay.
that was a great feeling.
It was good. No complaints.
Nice.
Yet.
Ooh.
But we're not getting there.
Now, did you guys have any thoughts of being a tag team at that point, or you just
Oh, it was always just known that we wanted to be a tag team.
Yeah.
really?
We started out as a feud,
Yeah.
and then we somehow got combined into a tag team.
That was an awkward sentence.
Well,
We started out as a feud
We
together.
did.
We did. We started out feuding fucking Urklib.
And,
That's Urklib here.
oh boy. Oh fucking boy.
Fucking boy.
All right. How was HBB at first? Because that's a death match.
Yeah, I did a death
essentially.
match.
Is that
my first
weird?
Match. I did my death match, only match there. I did a death match.
Oh, jeez.
That was my first one. I think it was Wesker, actually.
The whiskers.
It was Wesker and a young Drix and a young Ozzy. In like the middle of the woods. It was fun, don't get me wrong.
I wrestled FX.
You guys at FX.
How was that?
He's a big FX mark.
I love FX.
He was a
man.
big FX mark.
No, it was fun. I love this.
All right. You said that would be what, 2009, 2010?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah,
Okay.
early 2010.
Who were the first people that really you got to know when you started wrestling there? Did you make quick friends?
Mike was easily one of the first people.
Oh yeah, Mike, Chris.
Yeah, he's a big like Chris. And then when we branched out, obviously, Pete and Killa. We've become awkwardly close with Pete and Killa. So that's always cool though.
Awkwardly, huh?
A little awkwardly. We've known them pretty well. Oh, and Spino.
And
over
I
there.
guess
Yeah.
Jimmy.
The other guy.
Only
in the
because
room.
he's in the room.
Jimmy, I'd care about you. I'd come rescue your ass. You're gonna get me in a free Six Flags, right?
Answer, Jimmy. Are you gonna get him in the Six Flags?
fuck your
You told me you're gonna get. You told me you'd get me and Jordan a free Six Flags earlier.
I'm down.
I told her I could do that, and
See?
I can do that, but
See?
I'm not going to. 'cause you're
You know.
an asshole.
All right, we're getting off topic, James. Talking about Six Flags.
Yeah, I'll get you guys in.
Yeah, see? Hookups. Bring the belts.
Bring the belts.
Nice.
It's all about the belts.
All right. What was the big lessons you think you learned the first year? I mean, you had no training at all, essentially, right?
No.
So
we're not gonna
going.
talk training.
Yeah. Talk to me about the first couple of matches you had there. How you learned different things. Did anything stand out in those first couple matches that really made you go, "Oh, I should not do this"?
Well, they
or I should do
really
this.
taught us a lot of shit when we came here too the first time. They taught us how to do the left side, how to take post, and all this simple stuff like that.
Okay.
So it really wasn't bad.
Anybody in particular take you under their wing? Or was it just like a group effort?
It was like Chris, mainly Chris in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because that was when Mike was still learning too. But when we got the ring, Chris Frank, he came up here a couple of different weekends just to train.
Yeah, Chris Frank
He
trainings
taught us a
were
lot.
always really
he
helpful.
taught us a lot.
I like them a lot.
Matt Ecstatic taught me a lot a couple times too. I listened to him a lot too.
Okay.
Just pick up different things from each people that know
Yeah.
just a little more than you, so it's always good.
Exactly. All right. So that was 2009, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll run into 2010. You gain a little more experience. Did you go any other feds, new feds that year? Meet any new people?
My second year in, I really wasn't around. I'm not gonna talk about that.
You don't want to talk about that? It's an interview. Come on now.
It was a regret. I was childish. Stupid stuff happened. Squashed it all. Learn from my mistakes. It's a lesson you gotta learn. Not just in wrestling, but in life.
Yeah, we all got learn lessons, you know.
I'm back, happy, having fun.
I'll be honest. Maybe not the first match I ever saw of yours, but one of the first matches I ever saw of yours was at 3BW.
Yeah,
Back
probably.
with them. I think they had mattresses at the time.
Yeah, they had mattresses with the upside down trampoline.
Yeah. I'm getting way ahead of myself though. What about you, Bolt? This is 2010.
It
Big
is.
year of BXW for you, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. For a while, I was basically just BXW main, just basically staying there. Kept going to shows. Kept doing my thing.
Wearing a mask.
Huh?
Wearing a mask.
Wearing a mask.
Yeah, what was the mask all about?
I don't know. I like masked wrestlers.
That's fine.
So
Fucking Rey Mysterio.
Did you think of it being a gimmick or anything like that, or was it I'm just wearing a mask now?
yeah, I pretty much just wore a mask.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much you just wanted to wear a mask.
Just wanted to be a wrestler.
Any other feds you jumped towards? Did you visit EWA, OCWS, TWS?
I did
Oh.
go to EWA a couple times
Mhm.
in 2010. So from there,
How was that for you? Because then now you're starting to see different feds and how different places work. and things like
it
that.
was good. You know, I started to get to know most of the people that are around often and there before you, so it's always good. 2010, it's pretty much a blur for me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fine.
A lot of beatings.
Was there any single match that stood out to you as a breakout match that whole year?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. 'Cause I'm my worst critic, so to me, I was completely garbage.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't answer that question either.
I couldn't even.
Right, fair enough.
I'm a big critic on myself all the time. I don't think I don't like half my shit at the time. But
If there was one match that probably would try to have to pinpoint would probably be the three-way we had with Tommy in the first ring. First ring show.
Yeah, that would probably be our first ring show. Was a pretty decent match.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a fun little match.
What was the different feeling between the base and the ring? Like, do you
Oh,
remember
it
being?
was a huge difference.
Were you excited about it?
Oh yeah, I was
Ring?
stoked, of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
wow, who
excited.
wouldn't be excited, man?
But yeah, obviously a little more training needed in that department. Being
That
the
came
first
quick
ring
though.
show.
Came quick.
Yeah.
Came very
Yeah.
quick. And then you just work on it more and more, little by little, every time you go.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone needs to get used to the ring anyway. It's not gonna be
Not a lot of people
thing.
just want to fall on the back, not bump right and break a bone. Can't have that.
Oh, was that a thing that might have happened?
No, I just know a lot of people that don't know how to bump,
Yeah.
and they think it's, oh, I can just do whatever I want. No, you're gonna hurt yourself, dude. Trust me, I've knocked myself unconscious. Giving a move.
In the last interview, Johnny Boy talked about Matt DeMorris gave him a power bomb and it knocked Matt DeMorris out.
How so?
Johnny Boy's ass went into his face and he knocked him out. It's in the other interview if you go back.
Oh,
and listen
Oh
to it.
man,
It's great.
that's funny. I knocked you out not even trying it once.
Yeah. Double stop to the back of the head on the
Yeah.
fucking apron.
Oh, I've knocked you out a couple times.
Yeah.
A couple times. It was after our match once. Last year PKM.
Oh,
You're not a real
When
tag
Justin gave me
team.
the Death Valley. Right on Jordan's head.
Yeah.
Oh, he was out cold.
You're not
he was
a real tag
unresponsive
team
for a
unless
good
you
2
knock your
minutes.
partner out.
Oh, jeez.
That was the scariest one. That was probably the scariest thing I've seen.
But you know, you fight through it.
Yeah.
If you
We
want
wrestled day 2.
Yeah. I got through it.
But you eventually did win the BXW Mid-Atlantic title. Was that 2010, 2011?
2011, I believe.
Well, let's jump into 2011 then.
2011.
Yeah.
That was the start of my Mid-Atlantic title reign. I beat Davis for it. It's a good match. Held the title for a little while. But I guess it just really wasn't sticking. So, passed it on. Good but short. That's what I like to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you got any extra? I don't know how Eric booked exactly back then. Do you feel like you got any sort of shine from it? Did you get fair opponents or anything
We're
like
gonna
that?
talk about Eric.
If you want to, go ahead.
I love Eric.
Eric's a great dude, but it's Eric.
Was his booking just awkward? Is that a thing?
He just like to call you in this book fantasy matches on the phone for like an hour at a time. While he's like yelling at his mom. And it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm trying to sleep and he just calls me.
Did he ever have like storyline ideas for either one of you?
Yeah, he
that-
wanted
that-
us to feud. He
Okay.
wanted me to be the one to take his mask off.
Yeah, you want to do the
Oh.
whole unmasked revealing
Yeah.
business.
That lasted like 2 shows.
Yeah, it didn't really last long.
Okay. So it didn't really have the big blow off, right?
No, no, it pretty much just faded.
We've never really actually had technically a storyline feud.
No.
Ever.
It was like a setup, but then it kind of just it cut.
Yeah.
That'll have to be a thing eventually.
Eventually.
That'll be
Dun
fun.
dun dun.
Question mark?
Questions?
All right. What about you, Sellers? What's 2011 for you?
2011 was 3BW.
Yeah.
First 3BW.
Well, tell me how you ran into 3BW.
Saw a bunch of kids near me on Facebook that were doing the same thing I did, and I was like, why not?
Really? You had no association with any of them?
Oh
Didn't
no,
you?
I knew. I kind of recognized them because they went to this indie fed that was in Gettysburg, and I recognized these kids from there. And I was like, I asked them if it was them. We talked. I was like, yeah, and I told them I did it too. So I kind of just went one day, and it's been 4 years now.
Wow.
I missed, I think, 2 shows maybe total in the last 4 years of theirs.
Jeez.
I think.
But you ran into him in Indie Fed?
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
you were still going to these indie shows? And
I went to indie shows. I went to CZW from about 2010 to 2012 every single show
Wow.
at the old ECW arena.
I never got to go to the arena when I was.
Oh
man,
it's an
shows.
experience.
Those are great
That's where I
shows.
took my first ever bump in a ring.
You took a bump in the ECW
We
arena?
both did.
Yeah.
Please explain that.
It was CZW tryouts.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
It was
alright.
CZW tryouts between the Chris Cash show and the Down with the Sickness show. They did an afternoon night doubleheader. And
And I'll say before Andrew does, I got beat by a girl in push-ups.
Kylie Pierce. Kylie Pierce beat him in push-ups, and he threw up.
I was fat.
And it
That's
was
very
Fat Jordan.
fat.
It was Fat Jordan. We were young. We were only 16.
Yeah. Very fat.
Uh,
Very out of shape.
But no, we got in the ring, and like, it's DJ Hyde. Nick Gage is chilling in the corner. Our buddy Tyler was in the corner. Danny Havoc was sitting in the crowd with like Greg Excellent. And we just did the basic put our arms back bump first, all right? Then they had us actually bump. And then they're like, all right, we're going to flip bump. I was like, oh, cool, I can't do this shit. I go to do my first flip bump, and I didn't flip the whole way. I just pretty much fell on my head.
Give himself a brain buster.
And all I hear Danny Havoc go, oh! He goes, he's not going to do that again. So I looked at him, stood up, did it perfect the next time. He was...
Nice.
So I was like, that's cool.
I did it right the first time.
Yeah, he did. He killed it. Fucking Nick Gage loved you. Nick Gage was like, oh, it's good, man. Good job.
Shut up. You're up, Bank.
No, but it was cool. It was cool.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
All right. So you guys went to this training place. Were you just trying to learn the craft, or were you trying to go pro?
I was just trying to learn the craft. I went for 3 months.
Okay.
I'm not dropping names in this. I'm
Hey,
not dropping the
fine.
names I went with. But yeah, it was a really good experience though. It was really cool. Got to work a couple shows as security and shit like that. But got to experience the back, how the back works. That was cool. I always wanted to see that. So I just got to learn that, and it helped me realize that this is what I kind of want to do. So.
Okay. All right. Definitely learned a lot from the experience. Huh?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. I pissed off DJ Howard a couple times.
You want to talk about any of those?
Oh, we were working like a fucking student versus trainers, like just like a little fuck around gym match at the end of the fucking session. And it comes down to just me and then DJ Howard and Piqui Sanchez. And I get in there, I just fucking straight kick DJ in the fucking shoulder. And he gets fucking pissed as hell and just fucking starts snapmaring me and shit. And he rips off my shoe and tags in Pinky, and Pinky just starts beating me with my shoe. And he goes, picks me up and gets a snapmare, and like he forgot that I was new, and I didn't know any of like the little fucking shit you need to do. He went to go give me a snapmare, and I didn't flip. So I just took a snapmare driver, and I was out for like a good 10 minutes. Like not 10 minutes, like I was out pretty like a minute or two. I woke up, I was like, time to go home. I had to go to school the next day too. I get home like 2 in the morning, go to school in the morning. It was rough. It's fun.
Why did you stop going eventually?
It costs too much.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's too expensive.
Real high price. Huh?
$150 a month.
Jeez. Well, I mean, would you guys still go if it wasn't for that? Do you feel like you got what you wanted?
Yes and no. Knowing the path that CCW has taken, and knowing just from our friends how it is in the back, I wouldn't have stuck around anyways. But back then, yeah, that would have been awesome. That would have been a dream.
Mm-hmm.
We were big CCW marks.
Agree on that?
Zandig. Jesus.
Jesus.
DJ High threatened us, made us buy his shirt at one point.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Res right after tryouts too.
Yeah, because I wore a Piqui Sanchez shirt to try out. And he's like, buy my shirt, and I did the next show.
Nice. Did you end up meeting anybody at these tryouts who kind of became names later? Anybody?
Obviously, Adam Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Adam was my ride. But,
Are you serious, James?
seriously, Jimmy.
You fucking serious, James?
Come on, man.
It's a text message, man.
God.
Cut me some slack.
Who did I wrestle with? Richie Swan actually is from near where we are. He lives in New York. Big names? No, not really. It was really just like Gacy, Alex Cologne. Ophidian from the Syrian Portal was there. He was training at the time still.
Cool.
Someone else was too, and I just don't remember who it is. But yeah, they still talk to me when I see them. I'm running into like the little local indie fans up in Hanover, and they all talk to me there. Come up, say hey. It's pretty cool, huh?
Nice.
Yo, vibrate.
Fucking kill you.
Yeah.
So when did you guys finally start tagging? Like, what was the first of all? What was the straw that broke Camel's back and actually got you guys into a tag match? And
Our first ever tag
your
match.
tag name and
Was
all
that
that kind of
TWF?
stuff. Is it?
That was the first one, but I want to say our legit first one was probably WrestleFest 11
Fucking
against the
stepdad.
stepdad.
It was the stepdad's first match.
And that's what started the whole series of the stepdads.
That was the first of many to come.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say our breaking match would be versus stepdads.
Nah.
Okay. You guys, were you guys the Knockout Kings at the time?
No, we didn't really have a name.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at that point we were kind of just floating around with names.
We were just
to see
floating
what
around with
stuck.
names, see what happens. We were a couple things.
Yeah.
Any left on the cutting room floor? I'd love to hear some of your examples.
Oh
What-
man, we
what there
found
could
some
have been.
hilarious ones one time. I can't remember any of
Bush
them.
League.
Bush League was one. We were the Bush League for a little bit.
No clue why.
World's
We were-
Hottest Orphans.
Yeah.
That one's with Pete though.
World's Hottest Orphans with Pete.
We were gonna be the Saints of Vengeance. And Pete also wants to do it. We were all freaking different drug addicts. And he just wants to all do drugs. I'm like, no.
No, Wolfpack brother.
Wolfpack brother all day. No, we were knockout kings. We were a lot of things. Like it wasn't easy. We always wanted to do that name, like a tag name that incorporated both our names somehow.
Right.
And that's not easy to do.
No, it's really not.
We didn't even think of Flamboyz.
No.
That wasn't even us.
Who did that, Cal?
Whoever chanted when we did the finest tournament. The finest
Oh,
tournament promo,
yeah.
and someone started chanting Flamboyz. It's the only reason we ran with it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the only reason we ran with it.
Guess we could thank Cal for that.
Thank Cal for something.
Thanks, Cal.
Thanks, Cal.
Well, when did you guys first meet Cal? We might be skipping a little ahead. I don't care.
No, we were in 2011. We met Cal in end of 2012.
I met him
Okay.
before you.
I met him before me. That's right.
I met Cal at BYG 6, I believe.
The one
in the church?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be very interesting.
Yes. I went to that show, and he was there, and that's when I first met Cal. And it was hate ever
And
since.
Cal didn't remember you.
No, it was hate ever since.
I met him at 3W though. That end of 2012.
Speaking of going like BYG6 and things like that, did you guys watch any footage of the other wrestlers in the past and current stuff?
Oh, I want the link.
Okay, all right. I was curious if
Yeah.
at WrestleFest and BYG.
We were big fans of the old stuff.
My first backyard wrestling match I've ever seen was Kenny Storm versus Eric Douglas WrestleFest 8. So that's what kind of really got me into backyard wrestling per se, since we're jumping back. But yeah, it inspired me to be dumb.
I remember the first match you showed me. It was Double D and PJ Matthews here at BXW.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the first matches I saw, and then I was seeing the Backyard Monthly. That's when you were still doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's when that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching them. I remember when they were the thing.
I was like, who is this douchebag that is doing these videos?
That's what I was thinking too. I'm such a douchebag for these videos. So we slowly go into. Well, actually, I'll just point out I met you in 2011.
Your first time here, yeah?
Yeah, and then I got to finally wrestle you goodbye, which was really fun.
Yep. Match that no one probably ever saw or know that exists.
Probably not. It was the opening and the main event.
It was the opening
Of
of the
Day
main event.
Zero.
Day Zero. Holla at me. Bernett.
One match?
We did some crazy shit. I think I took a vertebraker on a brick.
Is that when you had a match with Demetrius?
Demetrius in the bed. Nah, that was Brownie back then. We miss you, Brownie. But not John. But yeah.
Alright. Any memorable matches from that year after the WrestleFest show? PKM, Demi North Korea, goodbye. Anything
You had a couple
stand
decent
out?
matches that year.
Yeah.
Didn't you wrestle Joey?
2012.
Yeah, didn't you wrestle Joey that year?
2012, I wrestled Joey and Jay.
Yeah.
At PKM too. That was fun.
How was that? Yeah.
It was good. I fucked my ankle up on a flip bump on the concrete, so it kind of ruined my whole weekend.
You do that a lot.
Oh.
You do that a lot.
But other than that, it was a packed ass show.
Yo,
It was
SV
great.
forgot what room we're in.
Fuck him.
He literally just texted me, goes, "What room are you in?"
Your mother's room, bitch.
But let's talk about injuries a little bit, guys. What's your first injury each? Did you get anything back in the 2 mattress days?
No, nothing. It was
No.
nothing in the mattress days.
I was
Okay.
indestructible back
But it
in
was on the
mattresses.
base of BXW. It was when I re-aggravated my knee pretty bad. It was like this. It was like the size of a softball on my knee. It was huge.
geez.
I couldn't even walk. That was actually one of my first sightings at Tech too, which is crazy.
A tech sighting.
I had a Tech sighting that day.
Okay.
Mine worst was probably, I'd say, Ring of Mayhem.
Oh yeah, Ring of Mayhem too was pretty bad.
Did a spiral tap and fucked up my ankle. My ankle's swelled up to the size of a softball.
Yeah, that was huge.
And then I had to go and wrestle 2 more matches.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had a vagina scar on my back. I still have it.
Yeah.
It looked like a straight, like you could like finger that shit.
The mirror.
Yeah, oh yeah, we and Killer went through a mirror. That was
Fucking
fun.
nuts.
That was fun. That was so much fun.
Well, do you want to mention the whole Scarface gimmick and everything like that?
It was kind of just there. The car accident happened, and
When was that exactly?
it'll be 2 years, June 28th. Yeah, I know the exact date.
Okay, so 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Dark time. Kind of happy it happened at the same time. But, I kind of was just like having to realize that I had to live with this thing on my face the rest of my life. So I was like, let's just work a gimmick around it. Try to make it part of me, and that's how I kind of cope with it now. Like, I forget it's there half the time now, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Until someone points it out, and then Kale goes, "Oh man, you should have seen his accident. It was bad, blah blah blah." I'm like, Kale, stop, dude. That's not the shit I like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's how Scarface came.
Okay. So a little way of just getting over it and moving on.
Yeah, pretty
Kind of
much.
deal. Did the accident affect your wrestling anyway at the time or past that?
No, it really didn't take me out much because I wasn't wrestling as much at that time. It was after that I kind of started just focusing on wrestling pretty much, and just doing it a lot more.
So during that time, Sellers, you obviously weren't in BXW,
No,
but were you guys still hanging out at all?
not as much.
Yeah, it was really rare.
Yeah,
I'd say it was.
maybe a once in a while thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you before you went to Florida.
Florida.
And that's about it. And then when I came back, it was frequent. Like it wasn't back in the day again. So
Okay. Well,
it was mostly because I moved too.
Yeah, that was
I
a big
moved.
thing.
I moved like 20 minutes away.
Oh, nice. Well, let's move into the next year then. It's 2012.
June 12th was the start of the fun, I should say. I could say.
Yeah, that was.
That was the start of the fun. Starting to get to wrestle more people, going different places.
Well, throw it at me. Where'd you go? Where'd you end up wrestling the big matches?
2012. What happened 2012? I know we traveled a lot more. I just can't think of the names.
We were pretty much.
I think that's when we started going to like EWA. That's about it. I think they were running at that point a little bit down in Jersey when we were going to
The OCWS?
Yeah, and we were doing 3BW a lot, obviously. But
St. Vengeance has just entered the room. St. Vengeance, say hi.
Hello.
Where's Connolly?
I left Conley behind in the big league as well. Oh yeah, whatever. Fuck you guys.
Peter, we're talking over here, man.
I know, you just ruined.
Peter, you gotta be quiet.
Yes, sir.
Ain't good.
Throw in your 2 cents once in a while. Go ahead.
He doesn't even respond.
Pete, when did we meet?
How'd you meet the Flamboyz?
We met in like what? We originally met at HBB.
We met in. Yeah, 2000.
2011,
2011 or early 2011. Are you kidding me, Josh? And you did. Bernett, I wrestled you. With Kyle Bolt.
Kyle Bolt, bringing it back too, see?
I was carrying at a young age. Oh, yeah, it's true. You're right. I remember you and Sellers wrestled that day of Destiny. You remember that?
Oh, fuck that, dude.
Tag-
I was
tag
so
that.
sick that day.
And you double stomped his head for no reason.
Yeah,
he was your tag partner.
Who did we wrestle?
Davis and Tommy, I think.
Oh, fucking right, that's right. I had like 103-degree fever, getting strep throat. I was so.
Didn't Herman Cox get a heat stroke?
Herman Cox had a heat stroke.
Oh, motherfucker.
That sack of shit.
Sack of shit.
I woke Spino up.
There's so much Mike Williams bashing on these interviews.
Is there really?
Yeah,
Well, I
oh,
guess it's
tons
not
of
that
it.
hard. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Did you hear me do it during the entrance earlier? Someone was doing it. They're like, hey, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm like, I'm gonna tap that ass up on that pussy too.
She was crazy. PW was
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, Pete, what do you have to say about Mike Williams?
No, you didn't.
No. Come on.
This is too much shit. This is too much. Like.
I'll tell you about 2013.
You won.
Oh, you're gonna tell me about the big matches you had in 2012?
I had huge ones.
Like what?
Like, let me think of a good one. I wrestled Pete at 3BW.
Oh yeah, that's what you did. Dude, I wrestled
I
you
beat
that
the
year
shit
too.
out of you.
Remember that now?
Josh, you were not snoring.
Out.
You went with a psycho driver.
He's out cold.
Josh, I'll put you outside.
That's when it was like the orange, like
The
orange
big
mats.
matches came
You
in
gotta sleep in
2013.
cellars
Yeah,
of
that's when
cars.
that's when the
started to
big
pick up
matches
steam.
came.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead 2013 then. Start out the year.
2013. One of my favorites was the 3-man tag at PKM.
Yeah,
That was
by far,
that was a lot of
the-
fun.
one of the best
Obviously, it was a lot
matches
of fun. Healing process was a lot of fun. Fuck. Obviously, the A-team.
Actually,
18.
before we jump in though, how did the idea of the battalion come up? Who suggested?
It was all
that was another
Kale. It was
Kale
all
thing.
Kale.
Yeah.
We originally were gonna join the Exiled, be heels, but then we went with Kale. I don't know why, but it's something about him and his third nipple that just drags me in.
That third nipple though. But then Kale stopped coming around for a while, so then we thought we
Piece of
needed
trash.
someone to replace him.
And we got Pete.
Not as a leader though. I'm just saying.
Not as the leader. Yeah, we gotta figure out who the leader is though.
We don't need a leader. It's a mutual agreement with a shield.
Oh no.
It's like the Nexus.
Leave him.
Exactly.
Leave the battalion.
Gonna do the triple power bomb too.
Wolfpack.
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 But yeah, 2013 is really when we started thinking of our
2013
tags,
was my
so-
first NYE too.
Yeah.
That was my first NYE, and NYE matches were both good. Ours were good. Ours was real good, and the big tag day one was good. It was fun to open the whole NYE experience and have the crowd into it. Everyone was doing the fucking chants and stuff in the beginning. It was just hot. That was the first time I had a shit match like that. Easily one of my favorites, just because of the environment. That was fun.
If people could see what Pete is doing in this corner right now.
No, dude.
Pillow buddy.
I'm telling you, I was lonely for a little bit with that pillow.
You were, dude. We have footage of that. We have actual physical footage of Pete making out the pillow.
I'm just saying, long car ride.
Just in a car ride with someone for 18 hours, man.
You learned some things.
Sober.
Sober.
I
people.
think it's the sober I've ever seen Pete in his damn life.
Yeah, no, it was rough, right?
Killer just slept.
I don't know how he fucking does it.
The people next to us are taking a shower right now.
So let's talk about your first time going to Florida. How were you invited? How was the first trip?
My first trip to Florida, me, Mike Dams, and Johnny Boy went. They were having their first ever backyard vacation. Pete went to that show.
Oh, with Herman Cox.
The Jackal.
The Jackal. I went
Manson.
Sean Phoenix or Oakland. You went with us. And Danny Disaster, Shaggy went with us too. And then there's someone else, Killer. Killer with us too.
Was that when Killer started big leaguing?
Yeah.
Big leaguing from day one.
Only in Florida though.
Florida loves Killer K and Kale so fucking much.
For some reason.
It was bad.
It's a weird country though. I mean.
But we flew. It's about 2.5 hour flight. Probably the best experience ever because that was my first time ever flying on a plane. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that probably was cool.
And then just the whole time there was great.
Is that when you fell in love with Henry?
I do. Day 0, I wrestled Ryan Storm and Brailer. Day 1. Who the fuck did I wrestle day 1?
Then we did that triple threat.
Knock, right?
I wrestled Knock in the main event.
Yeah.
That happened. And then day 2, I wrestled Killer K and Soy Boy in a 3-way. That was the thing. That
Florida
fucking-
bookings.
That ruled. Then in January, we went.
January was fucking nuts. We drove then.
Oh.
We drove, I think we left 10 o'clock from our house we got about 12 o'clock at the Wendy's to pick up Killa and Pete. And then we cracked our case of Monster and just started going. I'm officially not allowed to drive in the state of Virginia from this trip anymore.
Oh no.
I got a speeding ticket, never paid it, so my license is suspended in Virginia. We didn't pay a toll at one point, so I have that to pay too. It took us, 18 hours to get there?
18.
We left at like 10 in the morning, got 10 at night, and got home 5 in the afternoon the next day. We got there.
Okay.
It was a rough drive.
It was a rough drive, but
especially because only me and Jordan were the ones driving.
Me and Killer was just bouncing.
And they were just bouncing back and forth the car,
Yes.
singing, doing stupid shit in the car.
So they had it easy.
We were there to keep you guys awake.
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't sleep on the trip. I never did.
But yeah, it was definitely a great experience.
It was a great experience. So much fun.
Will I drive again to Florida?
Hell
not.
no. Hell no. It was fun. I don't regret it though.
No, not at all.
No, I came back broke, but I don't regret it at all. Spent a lot of money doing this.
Well, going further into 2012, you guys were involved in Tag Revolution,
Fun show.
Damn North Korea. Oh, Sellers, actually, we didn't mention how you came back into BXW.
It's a grifter.
Shit, it was random as hell. It was random. It was right before Finest tournament. Chris just messaged me and asked me how I feel about coming back, and I said I was actually gonna message you, and he goes, I think everything's good to come back, and asked me to come back to Finest tournament. I think I was originally supposed to wrestle him actually. We were gonna do the top rope brainbuster and everything. But I ended up wrestling Don and Rick, and then we did Healing Process Day 2.
I wrestled Pete in Drake Genocide. One of the greatest matches ever. You're welcome.
Wow. Yo, Pete, you're green.
Pieces.
Pete, you know in the last episode, or a couple episodes before the podcast, I put in your promo from Finest in the podcast. Where you were like, it's same vengeance, no TKO.
He doesn't remember. He does not remember.
No, I remember very vividly. It was the time, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Beard
I needed to
too.
leave him and go on my own endeavors. I went Tainted Truth. Didn't work out because I wanted me and Todd to travel more, but he never did that. And then Battalion came along and
We travel all over the place.
My boy.
Oh boy.
That's why we need to kick Kale out.
Done.
He could hear this, I don't care.
Kick
Well, I told him.
I did tell him. He's like, why, man? He put on a fucking sad face and tried to guilt me into keeping him.
No, and then he told me, he was like, so I heard you said you kicked me out of the battalion. I was like, you piece of shit.
I threw Pete under the bus.
He threw me under the bus, and I was like, alright, whatever. But shit, even the crowd didn't want it, so.
Yeah, even the crowd doesn't want us to be with him anymore.
A non-flammable.
We're gonna be who?
We're gonna be who? World's Hottest Orphans.
The world's hottest Orphans and a few with the Sapiens.
I love it. Because you haven't feud with the stepdad yet, right?
Yeah.
Haven't had that big match.
No,
yet.
not yet. I'm waiting for it to blow off.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. I've never wrestled PW in a singles, or Danny in a Super Show singles match. And Marky was like...
Oh, what? There's a
2011,
difference
I think.
between super shows and regular shows?
2010.
Big difference.
There's a big difference. Just
There is, but-
the atmosphere, that's all. I wrestled Folkland at OCWS. But if it was at
Is that when you wrestled with Ragnarok?
Oh no, I wrestled it was me and Ragnarok versus him and Rick.
Him and Rick, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He threw fire in my face.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was sick, it looked so good. I only burnt one eyebrow off.
You guys got any interesting stories from the nights hanging out? As
Oh my
Italian?
god. There's physical Spino. Spino's literally sat on the mic at shows and said stories about our nights we've had. We've waken up people at 3 in the morning with air horns, silly string. Me, Pete, Killa, Big Sexy Venom. Were you there when we probably had to go seek at Walmart for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were fucked up. and we went to Walmart and played hide and go seek for 2 hours. And Killa's really good at that game. Killa's really good at hide and go seek.
You must have been real fucked up.
You were there.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't there.
I remember I was sleeping on that thing at 3BW when I was actually allowed there.
Were you sleeping, Pete?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough of this abuse. You give me a goddamn.
You can jerk off.
Give me a damn cigarette.
This is my last one.
He only has one.
Let's go cut. I can't. I'm doing an interview.
I already asked him for cuts.
Broke bitches. Alright.
And that's why you dumbass.
Alright, so you go into Goodbye,
Yes.
win the United States Tag Team titles.
Yes.
Actually, before that, you guys won the 3BW Tag Team
Yeah,
titles,
we went
right?
through
Yes.
Throw exactly how that came to be in the match itself.
Last year's sexual assault.
Yeah. We lost him exactly 1 year after winning him.
Yeah.
No, was that the plan originally? Did you not know?
No, we had no idea when we were dropping him. It just kind of came.
Yeah.
Okay. Who'd you beat?
Zach and Tim. California Wildfire and Tim Rush.
Good match.
It wasn't bad. It was really good. On the base. It was
Yes.
nice. Fun.
Speaking of which, do you prefer the ring to the base?
I missed that.
It depends on the base.
Okay.
I do.
Let's.
We have a visitor.
James Connolly.
Is it James Connolly?
James Connolly has just entered the interview. Say hi, James.
What's up,
James, shut your mouth.
Here's your hat, dude.
James Connolly.
I don't know why that happened like that.
Where were you?
I was still in the other room.
You are.
Big league.
Why do you think I pretended to be on my cell phone to get out of there?
Oh, is that what that was about?
No, you actually called me.
I did, yeah. Okay, I guess I wasn't lying then.
Oh, word.
So.
Anyways.
I was just like, wow, I'm fucking tired. It's late.
So that was actually your guys'
Tag-
first tag belts.
Tag titles was my first belts, period.
Really?
That was my first belt, period.
Yeah.
130.
I've only held 2.
What's the other one?
The one we have now.
Duh, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Come on, Radley.
Dylan's girlfriend
Hey.
today said,
Really, CJ?
what?
Really, CJ, doing
Yeah,
an interview.
yeah.
I'm doing a fucking interview over here.
It's only gonna be
Yapping
posted
about
on
someone's
YouTube for
fucking
everyone in the
tramp.
GBYWN.
I said some shit I can't take back.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it anyway. So.
Don't cut that out, because Pete's a piece of shit.
Oh.
It's about time people find out.
Pete, talk about the first time you ever met these two guys over here.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait for this.
What'd you think when you met them? What was going through on your mind?
I don't know. I mean, first I thought there was Kyle Boston, fat kid in a mask trying to do flips and shit. And then there's Andrew Sellers coming to HBB, bitching like 2 bumps like he knew he would. Talking mad shit. Fuck you guys. But you guys slowly grew on my heart over time. Especially
He's gonna make her cry.
after that match at 3BW that we had. I was like, Sellers is mine. Because I wrestled. That's how I fucked up right there. But I did wrestle Sellers. And I wrestled you both in singles at 3BW before we became a team.
Right.
So it was a good experience.
You guys click real well in those matches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We click period as friends.
Me and Jordan do shit all the time. Well, like,
Oh, yeah.
anywhere.
Anywhere they go.
In a ring.
On a base.
In
In
checkers.
a room.
In Checkers,
In
at Walmart.
Checkers.
In McDonald's.
In McDonald's, in the hotel.
Especially in the hotel.
Anywhere wrestling.
Anywhere.
And they wrestle all over the place.
That was a good
Great
practice.
angle, Red.
Yo, what kind of phone charger do you have?
Don't fucking care, CJ.
Yes, did you want we talk about your yo-yos?
Yeah, pull your goddamn yo-yo out.
I see it in your pocket there.
Brad Hazard.
It's not on mine!
I see it in his pocket there.
Did you just say this earlier? The people don't think it's yours.
It's not the
yo-yo.
James Connolly yo-yo experience.
Oh, I mean, I know what it is. It's not on top of the pizza box anymore.
It's a goddamn podcast.
But the ceiling, there's a yo-yo.
The podcast.
You laughing at the podcast?
No, I'm just.
James Connolly.
Don't making me quiet.
Stop talking.
Well, let's get to the big one. The XW Goodbye. You guys wrestling
And you know,
A-Team.
Andy and Arbo.
Yeah, tell me what you thought about it.
I was saying the whole time of the show, I'm gonna believe it when I see it.
Okay. Yeah,
And we were-
I do remember it.
We were like 5 minutes away. Right.
Well, let's talk about 3BW first promised you the match, right?
Yeah, they wanted to do it at BYG.
Uh-huh.
And that, of course, didn't happen.
Take an injury.
But
But it had been something, subconscious for a while.
yeah, we knew it was coming,
It's always
so we
been
kind of
like
had time to prepare. But like once again, I wasn't gonna believe it until I see it. And we were like right in the city center of Allentown. I get a picture from Troy, and it's this Andy Narbo stand there, and I looked at Jordan and went, "Fuck!" And that's when we disappeared for the whole day, playing, and had a really good match. Definitely lived up to how we wanted it to be. Definitely. That was, I guess I could say, our first dream match. And probably one of the tops, too. It was crazy. It was fun.
What a look you have.
Guy's a scumbag.
You got a cigarette, Pete?
But yeah, Goodbye was awesome.
Fucking singer.
Day 2, we won the belts against
We won the belts against Thomas Moolah again.
Thomas Moolah. Reoccurring tag team that we've wrestled quite a few times at BXW as well. But
Yeah.
they've been around since we got there. So.
Before we got there.
Yeah, way before we got there, but they're one of the originals, so.
What do you guys think about the fact that people are putting belts on you? Does it matter at all?
It
Is
really
a
doesn't
weird
matter to
thing?
me.
Nah, I mean, I'm not.
I don't
into
do it for the belts.
I don't do it for anything
Uh-huh.
but the
I do
straight
it for
love of wrestling.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm satisfied with the match as long as the people that watch it were entertained.
yeah.
That's all I care about.
It's a great way to look at it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, speaking of the entertaining matches, let's go into an overview now. I think we've hit pretty much where we are now. I mean, we can talk a little bit about
Thank
2014.
God they left. Don't let them back in until we're done.
But let's get into a little bit in 2014. You guys are coming up again. You did Finest. You just finished PKM day one.
Began day one.
So, I mean, how you feeling about this year so far?
This year's been crazy already.
Yeah.
we had another dream match, Don and Steve.
Yeah.
We were really happy with that one. That came out really good.
That was a Wrecking Crew in February in Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had Florida in January and then Wrecking Crew in February.
So we had a lot of and we were doing UWC all the time too.
Yeah, so it's not like like some
We-
people
it's not
will
like
take
we were on
breaks
a
after
break.
the season. They'll
No,
call
we
it
were
the
still
season
wrestling.
ending. We just went all the way because we just couldn't get enough of wrestling.
Yeah, we have probably I've easily probably dropped already $3,000 this year on wrestling.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had all that money I just spent it to go travel.
How did you end up getting contacted by UWC?
Honestly, I think it was just Pete telling us to come down one day, and Lee saying we could, and then they liked us, and we just kept coming back. It was fun. I love that Fed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a very good little
Great
Fed.
Fed. Definitely a great Fed.
I definitely want to go and check it out
Oh, it's
sometime.
the best.
Yeah.
Jimmy can concur, but he's half asleep on that chair.
UWC, good Fed, right?
UWC, yeah, it's real fun.
Yeah, see, it's really fun.
I like hanging out with Elder Foreman.
Yeah, Foreman.
Jimmy just got that
Oh
humble.
man.
That
Oh my
really-
God! I said don't let him back in. Oh fucking right.
No, hey, I didn't do it.
I said I'm gonna break the rule knockabout. I'm doing an interview, man.
Can't bring it in there.
Come on, Big League. Come on.
I'm going.
I think I'm about to cut that out.
Yeah, probably.
Alright. Nobody's gonna know what the heck just happened.
Jesus. Make more word for Ray.
All right, what are we talking about?
Alright, we're talking about the general overview. So,
Alright.
let's talk a little bit about inspirations. Do you guys take any specific, I wouldn't say rip-offs or anything like that, but do you take towards any sort of actual pros, or do you look up to
yeah.
any of them as far as moves?
A
or
lot,
anything?
actually.
Adam
Okay.
Cole, big time, just because we grew up with him, and he was pretty much our inspiration to even get this whole thing started.
Yeah.
So I take a lot of his moves. Of course, PWG.
Who
Yeah.
was the guy that showed up at OCWS a year or two ago? Like, was it Cole?
That ROH
Cool.
guy?
Yeah,
No,
which
it was
ROH
That
guy?
wasn't Cole.
I can't
I
remember.
tried
that.
to get Cole to come once. I almost got his buddy Tyler Veritas to come to BXW once and help us with
Who's
shit.
that ROH guy?
Really?
Yeah, I almost got him to come once.
Rhett Titus.
Oh, yeah.
Titus.
You guys weren't there for that?
What?
Oh,
When
that was it was Rhett Titus. Yeah, we weren't there for that. We were supposed to be there for that.
Oh,
I would have been pissed.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
okay.
But I've only as of late getting started watching a lot of Japanese wrestling, so I'm getting into that style a lot more now.
Prince Devitt.
Yeah.
Prince Devitt's like my obsession right now.
Because I started watching a lot of PWG, a lot of ROH, a lot of CZW, just like all like the US feds. But then when I started branching out to Japanese wrestling is when I really started to like focus on, you know, how everything...
Your little shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It also helps that we do know those two, because they've given us talks upon talks of how we should do shit, what we need to do. Like I have paragraphs just printed at home from both of them that I read over. So they both definitely look out for us, make sure we're doing it the right way. And they don't big league us, which is awesome.
That's great.
He hasn't big league me at all. I see Cole. Jordan sees him all the time at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jordan sees him weekly at work because he still lives in Mannheim. And I saw him like 2 months ago. Sat there, talked to him for like 20 minutes. Tried to get a free shirt. Didn't happen. But no, he's a cool dude. I'm coming in.
Hey, Bull.
Yes, sir.
You hanging out with Adam Cole every week? Every week? I wouldn't say every week. I'd say every day.
You see him at work a lot, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I see him quite often. What about yarders? Any yarders really inspire you? Even today?
A lot of people, man. A lot of guys from back in the day. I don't want to admit it, but Pete. Pete. I always loved Pete's shit. Always watch Pete's shit. A lot of the old shows from like LWF, XWA, shit like that.
Yeah.
That's the shit we really enjoyed watching that stuff back in the day.
Sadly, I enjoyed some of Kale's stuff.
Sadly.
Like it wasn't my choice.
Never was a fan of Dan.
I love Dan. I love Dan so much.
Dan's cat-eyed man. We have a lot of Dan stories too.
Well, throw a couple at me.
We have the time at KO. We were bored on the way to MIE, and came to the conclusion that Dan was hiding in Kale's suitcase. So Dan called him, started yelling at him, and he's like, "What are you doing, man? I'm at home, man." You know, all this shit. We had the time where he told us he couldn't come to wrestle the show because he slipped coming out of the shower.
Yeah, he slipped out of the shower and he had to yell for his mom. So you can only imagine what that picture looked like. Butt-ass naked Dan yelling for his mom because he hurt his leg.
I will confirm that Dan's mom looks exactly like him.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so
man.
look at Dan.
I've seen Dan's mom.
I'm sure a lot of people can back up Dan's mom. It's just legit.
There's a lot of road stories too. The time, another NYE story with Kale. We stopped at some like Mexican restaurant to pee, and I went to go yell. Have you ever had your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat? Some people as we were driving by, and I totally fucked it up. And it was like, "Do you ever get your asshole fuck?" And I just go drive away. I'm embarrassed. And Kale's like, "Stop!" And he's like, "Wait, what did you say?" It's funny.
I saw some guy named Dan put some girl's underwear in his mouth at this roadway. That was the thing. There's a bunch of people chilling in one room, and Kale and Dan were there, and Kale out of nowhere was like, "Dan, I dare you to put that underwear in your mouth." He's like, "Oh, come on, man." He's like, "Dan, do it." He's like, "I don't wanna." He's like, "Dan, do it." Dan's like, "Okay." So he just
I almost got Dan
clean or dirty, no one ever knew, and he just put it in his mouth, and he just left it there for a couple
I
minutes.
had Dan convinced when he was drunk to go spray and paint a water tower one night too.
Yeah, that happened.
He hacky sacked a bullfrog one morning. And
I think that's a Dan Thomas, right?
No, some guy named Dan.
No, James Connolly.
No, James Connolly.
There's a different Dan then. I don't know.
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
I don't know who the people are, I'm sorry.
But yeah.
Get out of this world.
Dan's a character, but he's cool. He's nice to look at. We talk to him. I could go on days about Dan. He's one of my favorite topics.
What about old Pete St. Vengeance over there?
What about him?
Good road stories of his.
Florida?
There's one story. We were in one of the weekends. We were down in Jersey every weekend. We went through Killer's old drive-thru at McDonald's, and we pulled up the order screen. We had a
I wanted that way by the Backstreet Boys blaring, and all you see through the drive-thru is like every employee watching me, Pete, Jordan, Killer singing and dancing at the top of our lungs in their car for a good 10 minutes. They sat there and watched us just singing and dancing. And Killer gets a text like an hour later because, was that you in the drive-thru? It was funny. We've gotten yelled at in hotels, almost kicked out within 5 minutes of being there because Jordan and Pete started wrestling each other.
Anywhere wrestling, man. I tell you what.
So we got to Florida, wasn't it?
It was Florida, and that one time we stayed at the roadway by your Killer's house.
Yeah.
Speaking of Killa, how about some Killa stories?
Hush. Hush.
Jeez.
We already said he slept the whole way to Florida like a bastard. He's a big leaguer in Florida, too.
Yeah.
All it was all about us when it's here, but when he's in Florida, he don't ride with us. He sleeps in Soy's bed. Like we don't see this motherfucker. And we're gonna talk about Florida real quick. Pete made the best friend ever in Florida in Nick fucking Shade.
Oh my
Nick
God.
Shade, I'm pretty sure was gonna rape Pete at one point because he wakes up one morning and goes, Pete, look at my background. It's a picture that he took of Pete the night before.
Yeah,
Pete just looks at me like, I'm scared.
What'd the picture look like, Pete?
He was smiling and everything.
Oh,
It was a good picture. That was a good picture.
He like caught me like someone saying a joke or something. He caught me laughing. It was perfect. Perfect picture. It was weird. He also told me, he looked at me. It was the night of that party that we had where I threw up and shit. That one party.
Oh, the one where they're rapping and shit and playing beer pong and shit.
Yeah, that party. He looked at me, he was like, I'm like fast food. And then I was like, excuse me? And he was like, I'm hot and ready to go. And I was like, okay.
The worst part is he slept like right next to us too.
Yeah, I know. Thank God I blacked out. If something happened, I wouldn't have known. Fuck it.
We have fucking we ripped off Bubble Buddy from SpongeBob. We made Pillow Buddy on the way to Florida too. And he had like a little tie, glasses, everything, and like we pulled his body around so he was like perfectly like round. And we put my hat on him and everything. He was chilling. We had him on fucking Omegle for like a good 20 minutes. And just him playing, him webcamming people.
Some people look petrified that it was just a pillow with a face on it.
Believe it or not, we put King on chat roulette once.
Oh man, that was probably the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
It was so epic.
I would have loved to have been part of that.
Oh, we found so many.
I still gotta have
so
it
many
again.
teenage girls just laughing at
How
him
many
while he's
dicks did he
flexing and
see?
stuff. I think one.
Only one combined.
Like, it was surprising how many women
I have a
we
really bad,
found in
I
like
have
the
a
half
really
an hour
bad
we were
chat
on.
roulette story about when we ran through W once.
We'll throw it at me, man.
I believe it was me, Troy, and Quan were on the fucking Elizabeth Face. We would just drink and go on chat roulette after shows. And we got this dude to fool on. We got him hard, and we got him to start jerking off on cam. And we got him thinking we were girls because we never showed him our face. And he's full on jerking it. And we finally unmute our mic and unblock us. And we're like, fag! And just fucking next to him. That was weird but funny as hell. We saw one time, we saw a fat guy. He was like laid out on a couch. It looked like he was eating there for like a week because he had like fucking pizza crumbs here. Like, and he was like spraying mayonnaise and like fucking mustard and shit on and like dancing. I was like, what is going on? I've had a lot of drunken nights watching chat that.
What about these 3BW parties again? Any
Well, I can tell you one.
We already talked about that one. But there's my first time getting really fucked up there. It was like my first party there. I ended up throwing up on their couch, throwing up on the floor, throwing up all over the place. They thought I was throwing up and I was shitting. It was bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They get pretty
pillow
crazy
bag.
sometimes.
Somebody need that pillow bag.
There's still pizza.
Yeah, there's like
Continue. I'm still here.
there's like 5.
Oh fuck. Yeah, but through the parties, when they happen, there's a lot of alcohol consumed. I know me and Jordan would finish a bottle of Jaeger Spice just to me and him, and I would pound a bottle just to myself, another person in one night, and be a bunch of other shots.
Just good time with good people.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what we live for these weekends.
Okay, then this
That's what we spend our hard-earned money on.
Absolutely.
I work 40 hours a week to go blow it on the weekend.
What about our good friend Kale? Any stories for him?
Obviously, drove in the river almost.
Oh yeah, NYE.
Yeah.
I was there for that. That was
Yeah.
scary.
There was one time we were coming to that, when you were still living at the house, we were coming up to the BXW the night before show with Kale, and we stopped at a red light, and there was these two gorgeous chicks next to us, and we were talking to them and everything in red light. Like, we even missed the light turn green to red once. And they're like, well, like, we gotta go. They're like, we're going straight if you want to come to the party. Like, well, if you want to party, we gotta go to the left. Totally could have had a threesome with these chicks. And Kale went straight. He's like, we gotta go see Rad.
He did not say that.
He was like, we gotta go see Rad and Mike. They're waiting for us. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they would understand.
I would totally understand.
I was like,
now
come on,
I
man.
feel like a cock block. I didn't do nothing.
Kale likes men.
Kale's told us a lot of sex stories. A lot of sex stories. Kale is a whore.
Right, can't do this. This guy is being... He's fucking that pillow with his tongue.
What about you, P? You got any stories with these guys?
Stories of these pumps.
Yeah, with them around that you want to share?
Trying to think.
Trying to think. Green.
Green. Yo, you guys see that pepperoni slice for James?
Yeah, man.
Oh, there's 2 times. The one time where you
Well,
guys
Brad,
kicked
when I
out.
had my short run in ROH, I think I was wrestling CM Punk at the time, and that's right after he started feuding with Samoa Joe. I think we were in Toronto.
New Japan was in town.
New Japan was in town. Liger was barking up my
Took
tree.
my spot and kick.
Sorry, I had to bring it back.
Alright. Well, let's talk about the future then. We're going
Rick Johnson?
Maybe.
Oh, no.
Maybe. But, I mean, you got stuff coming up in 3BW, stuff coming up in BXW.
Yes.
You might not know the details, but, you know, is there any matches you might be looking forward to in the future?
Ooh, here's time.
Here's the time.
Quote unquote dream matches, maybe?
Here's the time.
Here's the time number one.
Here's the times at the top of our list right now.
Okay.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Everything else would just be like, we'd love to wrestle someone from out of country.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
just different styles each time, you know.
Yeah, I want to meet different styles, learn different shit, meet different people.
Come on,
Wesker's
Josh.
totally snoring. But yeah, a lot of big stats we have, a lot of chances we have on the table right now.
Yeah.
And we just gotta take them the right way.
Yeah.
Who knows what will be?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe that ROH story won't be just a story.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
that
start
shit will
feuding with
happen.
Punk and ROH. You never know.
Just after his feud with Joe
Yeah. In Toronto.
in Toronto. What about singles runs for you guys? You thinking about that all right now?
You know,
or-
sometimes we do singles, and I'm
We
gonna be
do.
honest, it feels weird.
It does. It really does
Okay.
feel weird working singles now. I do like them. I like when I'd rather just do multi-mans if I'm not in a tag. But it feels weird if I don't do a tag now.
You just really like the style.
Yeah, I love tag team wrestling.
Mhm.
I love it. So much fun.
I can agree. I wish I did tag team more often.
Yeah.
I think if I had the choice, I would almost do a tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Every
Most
time.
of the time. Which is, nobody thinks of me as tag team wrestling.
Well,
but
we do it every time now.
Yeah, I love tag team wrestling.
It's that's a lost art.
Exactly. You guys kind of are the poster boys for that right now in backyard wrestling.
Wow.
Pretty much anywhere.
I
to
fucking
be
hate
honest.
hearing that.
I don't understand.
We talk about that all the time. We hate hearing that. We don't
Yeah?
want to hear that.
Yeah.
We don't want to be those
What
guys.
do you consider yourself then? Wait, if you could tell people, you just some
like-
guys hanging out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like everybody else.
We're trying to make our way.
Any
Yeah, I don't see us as
special.
I don't see us as like that. I don't want to think. I don't want to be that guy that has the ego. So that's why I don't want to. I don't want to. Thanks.
Go to your
People
head.
tell me that I'm like, hey, thanks.
It can
That's
go
cool
to your
hear,
head, right,
but
Peter?
I don't want to go to my head.
Egos?
Oh, Peter's got the biggest fucking ego in this room. Oh shit. Pete, you're getting tired.
What do you mean?
You look like you're getting tired.
Oh, your shit, yeah.
Well,
Well, so what? You have any goals for the future, as far as wrestling goes, or just keep the good train running, or keep the good times going?
I don't.
Joe. Joe Punk.
Nah. There's been opportunities on the table for some goals to be achieved by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is what we would obviously like to take the step into the indies to see what it looks like. It's gonna happen.
Because there's so many different perspectives about the indies, you know?
We just want to see. I don't care if I don't like it, I don't like it. Whatever.
Just
Do I plan on stop yarding? Hell no.
Just
Hell no.
book.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. I can't leave it. I mean, it's hard to walk away.
Yeah, I think all the countless people who retired and then came back.
Yeah, it's honestly
Thank you, Flo.
when I decide to stop for good, it's gonna be hard. Like, I'm gonna have to sell my gear just so I don't ever put it on again.
I'm fluffing a pillow over here.
Pete, final words?
Yeah, what's your final word, Pete? What do you think about these guys? This is the end of their interview.
Yeah, this is supposedly...
This was like 5 people's interviews.
Well, as I said before, I've been in tag teams before. Beauty and the Beast with Herman Cox.
Yep.
I was Purple Haze.
Who? TKO.
TKO, you know. It's hard to leave past partners, but for you guys, I'll stay.
I'll stay.
I'll stay.
Yeah.
Leaving the battalion.
Leaving the battalion.
All right, guys. Last final words on this interview. What would you want to say to anybody out there who's listening to all this and really getting to know you a lot better?
Oh, we are coming in with a force this year. This year's the year we'll prove to people. This year's we'll prove that we can do it.
I just say do what you love and never let anybody tell you can't do anything because you can do whatever you want. Just gotta set your mind to it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, all these shows, all these nights, all these weekends spent with these crazy people that I've met.
Worth it. Worth
Yeah,
every single second, every single penny I've spent on it.
Yeah.
Worth 100%. I'd never regret anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't regret a single thing.
Feels like home.
Feels like home, exactly.
It does look. I got a fucking home set up over here.
All right, guys. Just give you a quick recap. James Connolly asleep. Joshua Wesker asleep. Spino eating pizza. Saint Vengeance not. Oh yeah, he's licking a pillow.
He's looking at Bill.
And my guests here, the Flamboyz, Adam Bolt Bernett and Andrew Sellers. Thank you, boys.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Have a good night, San Francisco.
I got the biggest boner for science.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that interview. A full interview right here, right now, at the GBYWN podcast. Don't expect too many interviews to be that quick. This one just happened to be that quick because of, well, the way it went. But our next podcast will feature, hopefully, some GBYWN recaps. I might have to do like a lightning round, like a really fast version where I'm just knocking them all through, you know, just trying to get through everything. And we'll go from there. Who knows what will be next in the career of Rad Hazard. I travel so much. I travel so much these days, and I love it. And I love wrestling new people that I would have never gotten to wrestle if I just wrestled at BXW. So I'm so happy about that. If you guys watch the EWA 6th anniversary and want to be a part of it, hey, I'm helping run the show now. So please contact me or contact the Halls and be a part of that show because we really want it to be fun and exciting. We want EWA to be a destination again. EWA should be a place that people want to wrestle at again. I think we are finally starting to get there. Everyone walked out of this show feeling like it was a good show. It was a wholesome, fun show, and it was. I think TJ said it was his favorite show of the year so far. I agree. I think it was my favorite EWA show of the year. Like, it's a great turning point. It really is. Whether it comes off on camera or not, I don't know, but it sure felt like a happy, good gathering of people. It was a good show. It was fun. That's the key, folks. That was fun. So anyway, let me start closing this podcast up by saying next episode we will have none other than the Stepdads alumni, the Mustache Man himself, the global Backyard Wrestling Nation United States Champion, the Russ, will be on the podcast in a huge interview. What an interview we have with him. Oh, man. You get a hotel with a spa, you get a bunch of alcohol, and you get the Russ, Murph, myself,
all in the same room, we have a blast. And this is going to be definitely a couple of parts. But man, the Russ is entertaining as hell, and you guys know that. So just think about him talking about his career and all the stuff he's done over so many years. He's been doing this a while, guys. And I cannot wait till you see that. So until next time, folks, please enjoy the sounds of backyard wrestling. I'm your host, Rad Hazard, signing off. Until next time here at the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation Podcast.
I hate you, Quentin St. Peter. Quentin St. Peter. He's got pizza tights. I know.
EWA Anniversary 6 and the Forsaken Angel. The Money in the Bank holder doesn't have a match.
You got a match anytime you want. Because you suck. Literally anytime you want, you got a match.
Apparently I was told that I was supposed to be facing someone named Elder Foreman. I guess he was too scared to face someone who has true abilities in this ring.
Yo, he has $20! $20!
You see, for the main event tonight,
$20!
it's for the Heavyweight Championship. Joe Hall versus Brandon the Bull with TJ Blade as a special guest referee. And everybody keeps saying that Brandon the Bull is the biggest threat to that title, that Joe Hall may beat Brandon the Bull and retain the title, continue his reign. Doesn't matter who wins tonight. It doesn't matter.
Because you still have $20 less.
All that matters is this. The Money in the Bank briefcase, which guarantees
there's $20 in that briefcase.
Given time I please.
Hey Dan, we're getting
It
ice cream.
doesn't
You
matter
don't
who
want $20?
wins tonight. I'm going to be cashing in and I will become the EWA Heavyweight Champion. But as for Elder Foreman, looks like you're just too pathetic to return.
Just like the $20 you want?